So my friends, this is the VIVIBright J20. Now this is something very special because this is a hybrid projector, and what I mean by that is it's LED and DLP. Let's take a closer look. Now don't forget to hit the red button to subscribe and click that notification bell to get my next video first. So this is the J20 from VIVIBright. Now I did mention in a video a few weeks ago that these lesser known companies are producing some great projectors. Guys, I absolutely love that noise. Anyway, back to the projector. This has got an RGB plus B multicolour hybrid LED light source, which means it has a 0.33 inch DLP DMD panel size. Now that delivers a 1080p image, and it also means that there's a battery inside and you can take this anywhere. So those advanced features don't stop there, because this also has digital focus as well as automatic keystone. But there are a couple of very simple things that I wish it did have. For instance, if you want to raise the height of the lens, there is no stand underneath. In fact, the legs don't unscrew, so you cannot adjust the position. There's no lens shift either, and so therefore you do have to make sure that you either put it on a tripod, and there is a tripod mount, or you just need to, I guess, put some books underneath it and stack it until it's in the right position. A little bit of an oversight, I feel, there. A feature which I really don't like is the fact that these buttons on top of some of these projectors are very, very difficult to see what they do. Now, I did review a VIVIBright one a couple of weeks ago and it was brilliant. It was completely crystal clear. But this one, with two lights shining on it, you can still barely see it. And so therefore, without those lights, it's almost impossible to see what those buttons do. In terms of connections on the back, this is a small machine, so therefore there is only one HDMI, which doesn't really bother me. There is an Ethernet port, which is nice to see, optical audio, and two USBs, and a headphone jack if you want, and obviously the DC in. Here it is next to my Optima HD143X, and as you can see, it's about half the size. It really is quite a compact projector, this one. The remote control that comes with this projector, it's not backlit, but it's completely functionable. It's even got the focus controls for the digital focus that I mentioned earlier, and I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, so I put the projector on a tripod and this is the type of image that you get. Now, first thing to say is any flickering that you see, you don't see that in reality. That's literally just the camera frequency that I'm using, and so please try and excuse that. As you can see at the moment, what I'm doing is adjusting the focus, and it's a really good feature and it seems to work really well. Now, one of the things with these type of projectors that I've noticed in the past is the corners tend to be hard to focus, and you're certainly not seeing any problems with that in this projector. It is very clear and pretty crisp right across the screen. As I mentioned earlier, this is an Android operating system which is working really well. You've got all the different sections, as you can see: entertainment, mobile office, productivity, app store, my apps, and settings. And there's also features and shortcuts that you can put at the bottom. So one of the big advantages of having an Android system built in is you can sign into your Google Play Store, and then you can download all of the apps that you need. So Netflix, YouTube is actually already on here, but Netflix, you can do all of your local TV on-demand channels and get all of those installed as well. There is also a browser, and you've got the function also to mirrorcast, which again is a really nice feature. If you've used any Android-based system before, then you'll be very familiar with the settings screen, and you can go in and make lots of changes and see all of the different sections. So this is completely the same as any other system. On the controller, there is a source button, and when you press that, in the top right corner, you get your different sources that are connected. As you can see, I can switch between HDMI, where I've got my NVIDIA Shield set up, and also then the standard Android system. This is the NVIDIA Shield, and everything worked brilliantly on this, and I'll show you some footage from this in just a second. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned that this projector was whisper quiet, and as you can see from this reading, it's around 20 decibels less than what similar projectors can be. Absolutely incredible how quiet this is. The most important thing with any projector is the picture quality. And I don't know whether you'll agree with me, but I am really impressed with the picture that this VIVIBright J20 delivers. It's sharp in all four corners, and I found the colour reproduction very accurate. You can switch between different colour modes like warm and cool, and you've also got a user mode so you can tweak it yourself. Live TV looks pretty good, and it delivers a nice image of text. The battery is reported to last up to 2.5 hours in eco mode and 1.5 hours in standard. So you do need to make sure that you're playing the right type of film if it's a movie that you're watching. But having that battery just gives this so much more flexibility. It does mean that you can literally take it anywhere. This also delivers a pretty good image during daylight or ambient light rooms, and so therefore as a presentation device it will also work. But let's now have a look at some of those tech specs before we go. So this is unusual for a battery operated projector to be 1080p Full HD. Its DLP LED hybrid has built-in Android operating system and a contrast ratio of 30,000 hours. There's two 10-watt speakers which sound pretty good. At the time of doing the video, this was $699 in the US and around £500 in the UK. I'll leave a link in the description which will give you the very latest price depending on when you're watching this video. As always, my friends, thanks so much for watching this video. Hit the red button to subscribe and I will see you on the next.